Get out of my way!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Alright. Oh, fucking. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Foamstars is a new 4 vs 4 multiplayer arena hero shooter that has been coined by some as a Splatoon clone, a popular multiplayer franchise on Nintendo's platforms. This one launched on PS Plus monthly games of February, and since I never tried a Splatoon game before, I decided to give this a shot and see if it's up my alley with a fresh perspective. I haven't played this game for very long because I have been busy doing other things since it launched, but I have sampled a little bit of everything to give you guys my brief thoughts on it before I continue to keep playing on my spare time. Now, before I get into the main PvP content of the game, there's a couple things I want to talk about first, starting with the missions. I was really pleased to see this game feature some sort of single-player component. I was even more excited that each playable character has their own set of 3 missions. However, my enthusiasm for that drained when I realized that every mission is exactly the same. Defend an energy core from waves of incoming recycled enemies and bosses. It's like this for all 18 levels. Fortunately, it only takes a few hours to get through them all, and they're all really easy. I was able to get S+ on every one of them first try. But there is just no denying that it is repetitive as fuck. I mean, would it have hurt if some of these put you more on the offensive side, like capturing a control point or something? The only reason why I kept at it is because I just wanted to try out each character before heading into the multiplayer. And on that end, they did a pretty good job here. Each of the 6 main characters have their own unique style of weapon and set of abilities. You got a girl with dual SMGs, a shotgun kid, a big guy with a charge cannon, and probably my personal favorite, a flamethrower, or foam thrower in this case. I think I recall the game recommending you do the missions first, as they get you more acclimated to the controls before going in against other players. That and everything you do levels you up for PvP, so I can see there being a slight advantage over those who choose to skip it. But if that's the case, why not make each 3 character missions solo versus AI arena matches based on the 3 main PvP modes instead, like what Unreal Tournament did with its quote-unquote campaigns? Why bother making this whole little pointless story revolved around all the Foamstars defending an energy core? The story was not necessary, it's not even a good story, the writing is cringe, but maybe that's the point? I mean, why else would I be talking to penguins and walruses? Anyway, that's enough about the missions for now. Let me move on to the hub really quickly. Now, I always like games that let you make your own stuff, whether it be a base, a town, or fucking skate park. But of all the things that are in this game, the hub decoration mode is what piques my curiosity the most. Why is it here? And maybe you can invite other players to hang out in your crib, but at the same time, I just don't really understand why there's this one huge empty lot for you to just place random stuff down that you can't even interact with outside of decoration mode anyway. Like pretty much every online game out right now, you can customize how you present yourself in front of others. The big thing that stuck out to me is that you can use 2 sets of wording to form a small sentence about yourself, or quote. After minutes of trying to make a funny combo, I found one that I believe really fits my skill level for virtually all multiplayer games. The opposite of incredible. The gamer gods fail.
Perfect!
And of course, like all game companies that try to capitalize on monetization, the game is filled to the brim with microtransactions and a battle pass. Now normally, I really don't mind seeing this shit in free-to-play games, as those companies do need to make some money from someplace, somehow. Except, this isn't technically a free-to-play game. It's free on PS Plus up until March 5th. If you miss that deadline, the game will set you back $30. But you know what's really funny to me? The fact that they're pricing these cosmetic packs at $45. $45 each for a fucking cosmetic. That's almost the price of a full game. More expensive than most DLC expansion packs. And more than the price of most smaller indie games, including this one. It's absurd. I hope no one is falling for this, because you can fuck right off with this scummy bullshit. A few bucks here and there is fine. I'm buying a goddamn virtual skin, not filling up my fucking gas tank. Anyway, it's time we finally move on to the PvP. In a moment. Wait a minute. Hold on. Any day now. And... fail. Now, if I was a real Joker here, this is where I would have abruptly ended the review, because what the shit? Why does it take so long to get matched up in a game that's only been out for a week? That's not a good sign. Either this game came out almost dead on arrival, or so many people are playing that the servers are overloaded. But I can't imagine that's the case. I mean, how many people are even talking about Foamstars? I suspect players are dropping off already, but for posterity's sake, you can just go ahead with the usual assumption that my internet sucks ass, even though everything else works for me okay. So after multiple sclerosis attempts of me trying to get in a match, I finally get to play, and it's actually not that bad. So there are 3 main modes. Smash the Star is sort of the team deathmatch where you and the opposing team deplete your team lives while trying to kill each team star member. This one is probably my favorite so far. There's also Rubber Duck Party, which is sort of a control the hardpoint as it moves through each checkpoint. And then lastly is Happy Bat Survival, where the teams are split in half, where it's 2 versus 2 in the pit, while the other half of the players are above to give assistance by slowing down the opposing team with foam, and cycle off in turns. I really like how the use of foam can change the way the environment plays out, and sort of extends the gameplay dynamic a bit, like creating a path to use your foam board so you can traverse faster and close the gap, or slow down other players in their path while trying to stay mobilized in yours. And you can even pile up foam to create cover. And I do enjoy using different heroes that have their own advantages and ranges. I suppose one thing I don't like about the actual gameplay is that there is so much shit happening on screen at once that it's very hard to tell where I'm shooting at times. And the constant cotton candy foam on the ground, it often blurs my depth perception to the point where I can't really tell if I'm within range of actually being able to hit my target. I have a feeling that if there's one thing that would really make me want to stop playing over time, it's that issue. It's a pretty big issue in an otherwise pretty fun multiplayer experience. I'm also not a big fan of the art style. Some of it is just lazy AI-generated crap and is just too cartoony for my taste. But then again, it's hard for me to picture a game like this that looks realistic, so I guess it's okay. It's just a small nitpick. Oh, before I wrap this review up, I do want to mention a WTF moment in squad missions, which, by the way, do play the exact same way as solo ones. Remember earlier when I said how easy the solo missions were? And how I beat them all almost effortlessly with an S+ rank without ever receiving any damage for any energy core? Well, in squad it almost feels impossible. And this is just on normal. There's a hard mode too after this. What the fuck? And that's even assuming you can find a lobby. Just not worth the hassle, man. Now, for my final score, I want to give this game a positive score. I really do. I like the general gameplay, the hero variety, and the game modes. But I just can't. Not right now, anyway. This game could be a solid 8 out of 10, but it's just not, with all the matchmaking issues and insultingly high prices for cosmetics. Those two huge things drag it down to a 6 out of 10. And whether that score goes higher or lower depends entirely on how developer Toy Logic and publisher Square Enix handle it down the line, assuming they can keep it afloat. I guess only time will tell. Until next time, thank you for watching.
The Gamer Gods.
Also want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.